It was a race like no other. A race not for land or for power, but for the stars. In the shadow of the Cold War, two superpowers looked up and decided to go beyond. This is the story of the space race. A journey of ambition, fear, rivalry, and ultimately, hope. After World War II, the world was divided. On one side, the United States. On the other, the Soviet Union. Locked in an ideological struggle known as the Cold War. But in 1957, everything changed. October 4th, the Soviet Union launches Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite in human history. It beeped, and the whole world listened, including a stunned America. The Soviets pressed their advantage. Sputnik 2 carried Laika, the first animal in orbit. Then came the ultimate milestone. April 12, 1961. Yuri Gagarin becomes the first human in space. One full orbit of Earth. One giant leap for the Soviet Union. The space race was on, and the United States was behind. In response, the US formed NASA, a new frontier agency dedicated to space. Then came a bold vision.
We choose to go to the moon, not because it is easy, but because it is hard.
Under Kennedy's directive, the US launched Project Mercury, then Project Gemini, training astronauts, testing spacecraft, building toward one goal, the moon. July 16, 1969. Apollo 11 blasts off. 4 days later, Neil Armstrong takes humanity's first steps on the moon. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. The US had won the space race, but this wasn't just a victory for one country, it was a victory for us all. After the moon came cooperation. Apollo-Soyuz, the first joint U.S. Soviet space mission. Skylab, America's first space station. Salyut and May, the Soviet answer. The space shuttle era began. Reusable vehicles, new possibilities, and above Earth, the Hubble telescope opened our eyes to the cosmos. Today, the race isn't over. It's just changed. SpaceX, Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, private companies pushing boundaries. Faster, cheaper, farther, and other nations joined in. China lands rovers on the Moon and Mars. India sends an orbiter to Mars on its first try. It's no longer just a Cold War competition. It's a global mission. NASA's Artemis program is preparing for a return to the Moon. SpaceX is building rockets to reach Mars. And around the world, new astronauts are training not for low Earth orbit, but for deep space. What started as a rivalry has become humanity's greatest adventure. From Sputnik to Starship, from Cold War to cosmic cooperation, the space race changed everything. And it's far from over. In fact, it may have only just begun. Subscribe to Fusion for more stories that shape the world and the future beyond it.